Although the storm may have already rolled through the area, as you can see behind me, these waves are still massive and the water level here is high to the point where it could cause beach erosion.
Costumes of America's museum here in Brownsville will reopen sometime in November of this year, so you'll get a chance to see that Hispanic heritage that fills these dresses for yourself.
As Derek said, I am definitely not a natural. It is a good thing I am not the one that the community will see in this competition. I did speak with one 5-time world champion master sculptor, and she tells me she is ready for this competition. Here at Stefano's Brooklyn Pizza in Harlingen, we're just before 5 this morning. Harlingen firefighters received a call that there was a fire with smoke coming through the roof here at the restaurant. I've spoken to a couple of employees here at the restaurant, and they tell me they're devastated and heartbroken over what's happened this morning. I'm here in downtown Brownsville, where normally when you park here, you take a quarter and you pay your meter. But come 6 months from now, you'll have to walk about a block down the street to the nearest pay station to pay for your parking.
Here at Yoga with Carla Cavazos, it's all about easing your mind and working on your mental health. I spoke with a behavioral doctor here in the Valley, and he tells me that exercise can do wonders for your mind. With gas prices being at its highest in the last 7 years, it's leaving Valley residents with one question in mind: what do I need to sacrifice in order to fill up my tank? Here at the southern border in Rio Grande City this morning, Governor Greg Abbott showcased the wall that you see behind me that's currently under construction. He says hopefully with this continued construction, it will stop deadly consequences from not having a completed one in place. Now, doctors only recommend that you use your phone 2 hours a day, but if you happen to exceed that recommended phone usage limit, then those feelings like chappas are extremely common.
Another one that we would use here in the newsroom would be back to you. So you're going to point your thumb to your back, touch your 2 fingers together, your index fingers, and then point at the other person. Throw it all together again, and it means back to you. So speaking of back to you guys, a little something different that's making its way to Halloween this year is the Blue Halloween Bucket, and it all ties into autism acceptance and awareness. 11 out of 10, I would say that this is the place to be. It felt great to let some of that frustration out. Like we said, the pandemic brought a lot of that to the forefront, and it felt great to take one of those crowbars and break a glass across the room. Leaving Guatemala for the American dream, she was faced with a nightmare instead.
Transformó en algo violento para mi vida, donde sufrí de abuso verbal, abuso también con mi cuerpo, donde me explotaban sexualmente.
And she wasn't the only victim.
Había más mujeres y había como 200 personas ahí donde yo estaba.
Although there were other women held captive who were also from Guatemala, her dialect set her apart from the group.
Bueno, gracias a que la misma persona que nos tenía encerrados tuvo como una elección o una preferencia conmigo porque pues no hablo lengua indígena, sino hablo español.
While out, she met other sex workers who began helping her plan her escape.
Me dijo, chécale por dónde estás, ve dónde vas a caminar, dónde manejas, por dónde vas y ve qué hay cerca para que yo sepa dónde estás. Entonces así fue como yo pude contactar a esta muchacha, pero ella dijo, métete en tu ropa interior, este teléfono.
She put that plan into motion the next day.
Y le dije, mira, estoy en tal parte, en una calle, pero me tuve que salir de la casa y saltarme la cerca grande y escaparme descalza como iba y salir a la calle y esperar por las vías del tren a que alguien llegara, que esta muchacha llegara a levantarme a mí. Gracias a Dios pude escapar de ese infierno en que yo estaba viviendo.
Although free, the nightmare wasn't over for her as she found out she was pregnant by one of her abusers.
Es difícil, eso es difícil soportarlo. O sea, sí me sentí en paz porque sabía que ya estaba libre, pero a la vez sentía ese mal que llevaba yo porque no sabía si iba a tenerlo o no lo iba a tener porque es algo que yo no deseaba.
7 years later, now a survivor of human trafficking, all she feels is gratitude.
Estoy más a gusto, más tranquila y gracias a Servicios Refugio de Texas por el apoyo que me han dado moral, el apoyo que han estado en todo momento apoyándome a salir adelante.
Since 2016, the Refugee Services of Texas has supported 79 human trafficking survivors, providing comprehensive care and advocacy through its STEP program. If you're a victim of human trafficking, the Refugee Services of Texas says,
if they're not ready to disclose their trafficking experience, they don't have to. But we are here to support them and to let them know that they have rights. And when they're ready, we will be there with them.
Putting local first, I'm Kaylee Olivas. Sounds of fire truck sirens and black smoke filled the air in Harlingen this morning at Stefano's Brooklyn Pizza. A call came in just before 5 this morning that this Harlingen favorite had smoke coming from the roof. Firefighters arriving on scene just minutes later.
There's an attic fire that started, as far as we know, and appears that it's gotten through the entire building and it's pretty much spread everywhere.
Just 6 days before Christmas and after years of building it up.
It's gut-wrenching watching something you built. I didn't want that. It's hard to watch something you built for 7 years go up in flames. You got to start over, but it won't be the first time we've started over.
Chef and general manager Graham Smith believes the fire started on the top level of the restaurant where alcohol and pizza boxes are stored. Harlingen Fire Chief Rafael Balderas says the origin or cause of fire won't be known for a few days, though.
Well, our investigators go in there. We have to actually get the debris out, and then they look for patterns, and they do different things like that.
To make sure they're able to get in there and everything is cleared, firefighters used what they call a defensive mode to clear the fire. Chief Balderas says this technique is only used when the fire is too intense to fight it from inside. Although no one was inside at the time of the fire, nor did anyone get hurt, an employee told me off camera that every cent of their Christmas savings is gone. One of the only things saved was...
Really excited about my chef knives coming out of there.
About 10 bottles of wine were also saved. Although a devastation, employees say they're just happy everyone is okay. Putting local first in Harlingen, I'm Kaylee Olivas.
A galaxy far, far away, well, actually, right here in the RGV is the Guinness Book of World Records' largest Darth Vader collector. A lifetime worth of Star Wars passion has turned into something that he would have never imagined.
My biggest obsession is definitely Darth Vader.
I am your father.
From watching the first Star Wars movie, Bill McBride became love-struck with the villain.
There was just a lot that resonated with me about the character. I just thought he was just so cool and so mysterious. I was like, wow, this guy is like so cool. And that was really it. So I was just immediately fascinated with the character. And I think that was the start.
Decades later, McBride now has over 70,000 pieces in his Darth Vader collection.
So these are actually original watercolor.
McBride's collection ranges from one-of-a-kind helmets and paintings to action figures. But with such a large collection came an even larger investment.
I guess the two best answers are, one, probably too much money, and two, like at today's market prices for the value of what the collection is, I'm very open about it. I couldn't afford my own collection today.
The most he has spent on one item is 5 figures, and that investment earned McBride the Guinness Book of World Records' largest collector a few years back. One item he takes pride in is an original stage performance helmet from the Super Live Adventure in Japan. The mask was one of few modified to give the actor complete visibility.
I absolutely love, it was offered to me by a good friend of mine, and he knew it was going to a good home. So it's kind of checks all those boxes. You know, it's a super significant piece in its own right, has the sentimental value and just the history behind it.
A fascination with Darth Vader that started when Bill McBride was just a boy has now turned into a global sensation. Although over 30 years in the making, he tells me that the passion behind it may never die.
You know, it's something that still brings me joy and still truly makes me happy to do it. I mean, we all have our hobbies and our interests, and it's just something I truly enjoy.
Now, McBride does plan to showcase his collection at Comic-Cons here in the Valley later down the road, but for now, you can check out his collection on our website at valleycentral.com. Working for you this morning in the studio, I'm Kaylee Olivas.
She got me. She got me good. She got me good. Yeah, that is incredible. 70,000 pieces. Kaylee, that is impressive right there.
Right, and in 2015 is when he initially got that title of world record holder for Darth Vader collections, and then he only had 63,000 pieces, so in 6 years he's collected over 7,000 more. Like, where are these pieces even
I don't
at?
know,
Where do you
but
find them?
I have a little lightsaber myself, but that's all I got.